At the start, the news seemed so good when the health minister or the health ministry came out to say the HIV patients should not worry because they have ARVs which can last for 9 months. But then, this projection was only for the current known cases of HIV. But daily, people keeps getting HIV around the world. And the seriousness of the pain, of the predicament by the people is now coming out. First of all, a well-known presenter on NBS reported earlier at the start of this year that as a result of the closure of foreign aid by United States President, that is Donald Trump, rich people in Uganda who are having HIV are now doing what is called hoarding and speculation.
I have sad news for the country. There is an acute shortage of air, but it is a story that is being kept under wraps. Until yesterday...
Could that be able to explain the runs that have especially from the UN?
The UN executive director came out and said there is now hoarding. That the rich are keeping ARV.
Not keeping, they are actually buying. That was the story.
Yes, they are buying and hoarding for a dry day. After Trump cutting USA, we now have to resort to the rich. We shall now be crying to the rich to sell us doses of ARV. So these are very tough times for the country. Maybe we get back to Kadomora. You remember at the onset of HIV/AIDS, we had Sally Zuadaka. You were not here.
For a reason I've always thought.
Me, I've always imagined.
For a reason I've always thought I acted jerrycan. And it has something with it.
Akadomola. Those who lived around the times of the early days, the advent of HIV, we had, and they would say it was a subtle way of saying so.
But we hope those get to be addressed and hope.
No, but this is really serious. If you look at the tweets,
it's a big challenge. There are many tweets that have been coming actually from within the country, and many of those have been addressed directly by the UN Aid Executive Director, and we hope probably also the Ministry of Health is able to look at that. Yes, actually, that's a call. She says we are not going to allow rich people bribe health workers to buy up free HIV medicines or ARV to stock up for themselves, cause unnecessary shortages, and leave poor and vulnerable die. Note that the Ministry of Health, Dr. General Acheng, and the Permanent Secretary are yet to respond to that, and not an investigation as of now have been commissioned. We shall wait and get to understand. Yes, she might be busy politically, and that's why many get to think about having really
ministers
who are particular
as buying the goods so much in large amount. Even those without HIV are already involved in the purchase. And this purchase, what is called hoarding, is a technical economic term, which means buying a particular product while expecting to start selling it during a time of shortage, meaning they are projecting future shortage in the supply of ARVs. The government has not yet come out to refute this allegation by NBS, and they have also not come out to give any steps that they have taken to make sure that ARVs are not being purchased away in bulk by the rich. So this has been a huge issue. But then again, repeatedly, United Nations Women has posted and reposted several times a video of Dr. Kizza Besigye's wife, that is Winnie Byanyima, who is calling upon urgent need of reinstating back the aid, the assistance, because she says 6.3 million people risk dying.
If the US assistance for HIV is not restored after the pause, as you know, the pause ends in April, and is not replaced by other funding, and we have not heard of other governments pledging to fill the gap, there will be an additional, in the next 4 years, 6.3 million AIDS-related deaths. We will see a resurge of this, a real surge in this disease. We'll see it come back, and we'll see people dying the way we saw them in the 90s and in the 2000s. It is reasonable for the United States to want to reduce its funding over time. But the sudden withdrawal of life-saving support is having a devastating impact across countries, particularly Africa, but even in Asia and Latin America. We urge for a reconsideration and an urgent restoration of services, life-saving services.
So it's not a joking thing, it's a serious concern that I think the government of Uganda and also African governments need to come out with urgent solutions. So soon people will be seeing their relatives going down to the grave in unimaginable trends.